Hey guys, welcome to Zelda Dungeon. This is Zelda News Update. I am your host Bastion, and we have some new details about Majora's Mask 3D. Not only new details about changes that have been made to it, but also the origin story for how this remake came to exist, so let's get to it. First of all, we learned that right after the Ocarina of Time 3D remake came out, Shigeru Miyamoto approached Eiji Aonuma, who's the main Zelda producer now, and said, hey, why don't we do Majora's Mask 3D? That seems like it'd be a great idea. It will play more smoothly because now you can just put it in sleep mode at any time. And Eiji Aonuma had an interesting reaction. He didn't really want to do it. He said that he felt like he was remembering all of the trials and tribulations he had back when they were first making the original version of Majora's Mask, and he didn't really want to go through that again. But thankfully, he decided to go ahead and play the original Majora's Mask through beginning to end, and as he was playing it, the fever hit him, and he decided, yes, I definitely want to do a remake of this because he felt like he could tighten up some things, make some changes here and there that would help make the game more accessible to those who hadn't played Ocarina of Time 3D, because he felt like that was a major stumbling block with Majora's Mask, as it assumed that you'd already played Ocarina of Time 3D, so you'd already know how to deal with certain types of puzzles and whatnot. So he thought, if we're gonna do this, we need to really redesign some aspects to make it so that it doesn't require you to have played Ocarina of Time at all in the past. So that's what we've learned that some of the changes are going to be, is just things that if you're stuck on a puzzle because you don't know how to interact with it because you haven't played Ocarina of Time or Ocarina of Time 3D, then certain kinds of hints will be provided to get you going forward to the next puzzle. But not to worry, he clarified that the 3-day cycle will remain as it was. All the characters will be the same. Their various activities will be the same, following them around and keeping track of them during that 3D cycle. All of that stuff will be the same. They're not changing any of that stuff. Their expectations as far as how they expected you to know how to solve puzzles from having already played Ocarina of Time, they no longer make that supposition, and instead will present those in such a way that new players will be able to figure those out just as easily as seasoned players. That being said, there are some interesting changes. He said one specific boss fight is going to change. At least it's going to be redesigned in some kind of way, and I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below which boss battle you think this might be. I can't remember any particular boss battle giving me too much difficulty. I suspect it's connected to that previous issue, like if there's a certain boss battle that sort of required you to know how to do something from Ocarina of Time and then didn't provide that information in Majora's Mask, maybe that's the type of boss battle that's going to be changed, but I can't think of an enemy, a boss that would meet those sort of requirements. So definitely let me know down in the comments below if you have any guesses. He did also say that now there will be 2 places to go fishing, so if you like to fish, now you can fish in 2 places. That'll be pretty cool. The gyro controls that Ocarina of Time 3D utilized, things for aiming the bow and arrow and whatnot, those will be returning, so that's awesome because that was a welcome change in my opinion. So all of that stuff we kind of guessed. Beyond that, they're not only looking to Ocarina of Time 3D for some changes, but also A Link Between Worlds. They felt like the touchscreen controls in A Link Between Worlds was much better than Ocarina of Time 3D, so they'll be sort of leaning more towards those type of smooth touchscreen control style that was in A Link Between Worlds, which is great because they're right. Link Between Worlds touchscreen controls were much better. In this interview, he was asked, will there be any kind of differences between the regular 3DS version and the new Nintendo 3DS version, and his response was cryptic. He says, stay tuned to find out what the differences could be. But he does say the visuals will be identical between the regular 3DS version and the new Nintendo 3DS version. I suspect, my personal opinion is that, but they've got the second sort of stick over on the right-hand side that'll probably match up to the original Majora's Mask where you use that for the C buttons. So there might be more additional changes. Whatever you think those could possibly be, let me know down in the comments below. So that's it for this episode of Zelda News Update. I'm your host Bastion. If you want to check out my own channel, where I babble about various other Nintendo related things, you can do that by clicking here. See you guys next time. Bye.